Father, my husband is going to divorce me. This was a call that I got some years ago when I was still working in a parish. This call remained for a long time in my memory because a few months ago I had just celebrated the wedding for this couple. It's only about a few months that I received this call. It was a shock, really, to me. But when I look up in the internet about the statistics provided by the government last year, 2017, in Hong Kong, 50,000 couples got married. 50,000. But at the same time, the same year, about 20,000 couples got divorced. It means one-third of the marriages failed. And in our schools, 1/10 of our children is from single home, single family. 1/10. It is terrible. Unthinkable. We know it's difficult today. Marriage is never easy. But maybe we did not know how bad it is. Of course, we understand in such today's society, everything changes. Everyone rush from here, there. No time to cultivate a long-term relation. It becomes more and more difficult to uphold, to hold fast a lifelong commitment. It's too difficult. But not only in our days, also in the days of Jesus. In today's gospel, we see the Pharisees approached Jesus and talked with him not talked with him, but challenged him with the issue of divorce. In their reply to Jesus' questions, besides the discrimination towards female, because if you take notice, you'll see that it is Moses permitted a husband to write a bill of divorce and dismiss her. Not a woman can do so. Nowadays, we have made a lot of progress. Nowadays, it's quite fair. Besides this, it tells us that it is really difficult. And then the answer that Jesus would like to remind the Pharisees, but also at the same time to remind us, is the original design of God, the original planning. God does not want us to suffer. Ultimately, He does not invent this institution of marriage to make us suffer. In fact, we fall in love, not because of God, but because of the other party. Jesus reminds us that what's the original design of God is all about. It is about love. It is about love. He tells us that from the very beginning, God made male and female. And then the two shall become one flesh. The two shall become one flesh. Man and woman, male and female, husband and wife shall become one flesh. It is not easy because it involves a process. It involves a process of living and being united, to come together, to join together. Living is never easy. Never easy. Although in the Gospel and also in the first reading, it says, just symbolically speaking, it just says to leave your father and mother, but it is a lot of things that we have to leave behind when we get into marriage. Simple things, even simple things, like the toothpaste. I press it from the middle, and she press it right from the bottom. Difference. And the roll of toilet paper. And she puts it outside, I put it inside. Is it right? Simple things like this. But many times, not simple things. About education, about the way of bringing up our children, many quarrels, a lot of unhappiness, no joy, no love. But let us think it before the marriage. What does it happen? What did it happen? He attracts me because she is so calm, so rational. He is so very careful in terms of thinking, and I work things very quickly. I speak very fast. So I think I spent my next half of my life with him, and he would give me a sense of safety. But then after the marriage, his good points, what he attracts the wife nowadays, no more. His calmness become slowness. His rationality, his silence becomes no word. Slow to make decisions. How come every day at home I am the one who makes all decisions? How come? What does he do? Every day just look at the television, the internet, and talk so little. It's strange. It's strange. So, in fact, it is not only in marriage. God talks about love. Love is about leaving and going to join with the other party. It is difficult. And that is why every Sunday we need to come here. We need to come here to hear His works of love. Because by ourselves, we cannot do this. We failed. It is far beyond our capacity. How can we empty ourselves to love the other, to love my spouse? It is difficult. How come I must be the one who has to please him or her? Many times, you see, in our families, when there is quarrel, sometimes the spouses do not talk with one another, and they are in complete silence, and they eat and they watch television, they move around, and not even one sound, no noise, keep silent. Because who speak the first? He or she failed the battle. There's a war going on in the family. We need to put ourselves down before the other party. It is really difficult because it is all about love. And that's why we have to come here, not only to listen to His work of love, to get encouragement, but also to receive Him, His very blood and body, in order to gain strength, the strength of love from Him. He is the perfect love. We cannot. We fail. And ultimately, by joining our spouse, we should join ourselves with Him. So if you are in marriage, I encourage you to gain strength from the Lord Himself. If you are still young, thinking about marriage, then I will advise you to read more, to become close with Jesus Christ, to gain strength to Him, to prepare yourself to take marriage seriously. If, unfortunately, you are now in divorce, it may not be your fault. Do not blame yourselves anymore. And do not let the pain continue to destroy your life. Forgive. And come here to gain love from Him, to become a person of love. Do not let divorce still become a stink to your life. No. Give it up. And I like very much this verse because it tells us about the truth of marriage and the truth of love. The two shall become one flesh. It is from the Gospel of Mark, today's Gospel. Which chapter? You don't know. How come? We just heard this. Chapter 10. Which verse? Of course you don't know because it is not printed here. But I checked it for you. It's verse 8. Verse 8. So chapter 10, verse 8. Two shall become one flesh. It is a process. It is also the destination, the goal, and the expectation of our Lord on every one of us. The two shall become one flesh. So let us, because marriage is too difficult, so let us start with something simple. Start with this verse. Okay, may I ask you to repeat this together with me? No response. Yes, it is something simple. The two shall become one flesh. Mark 10:8. Very simple. So, your turn. The two shall become one flesh. Mark 10:8. So, let us pause for a moment in silence, come before the Lord and ask Him to give us strength, give us this dynamic to love as what He has already loved us.